Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel GMB SHOW. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. ITV's The Chase latest episode proved to be a tough watch for some fans, who threatened to change the channel after a series of complaints about the quiz show. The Chase fans were on the verge of changing channels after branding one episode as potentially the worst ever. On the March 20 edition of the popular ITV game show, Bradley Walsh welcomed 4 hopeful contestants who aimed to outwit a chaser with their joint knowledge. Among them was Scots contestant Campbell Finlayson from Glasgow, who was the first to face chaser Sean Wallace, better known as the Dark Destroyer on the show. The 25-year-old had been hoping to use any money he won to travel across the east coast of Australia, but it wasn't meant to be. Tesco Express worker Campbell opted for the £5,000 offer in the cash builder and was one question away from safety when he was caught by the chaser, failing to get through to the final round. Out of the whole team, only Rosie from Lancaster managed to beat the Dark Destroyer and advance to the final chase, adding £100,000 to the prize fund. In the spotlight, however, Rosie struggled, often choosing to pass rather than answer questions directly. Her solo attempt fell short against the might of the chaser. After the event, a sympathetic Bradley remarked, "Rosie, it was tough on your own, but you were caught with 51 seconds remaining. That's another 13 questions, so you know he is hitting a target of 24, but that's the way it goes. You need a full house and it's as simple as that." Even so, viewers expressed their annoyance, particularly at the repeated sight of contestants passing on questions, perceiving this rule as a flaw in the game. Disappointed viewers took to social media platform X, with comments such as, "Pass, pass, pass #TheChase," and "Pass and get some easy questions wrong #TheChase." Another wrote, "Bye Rosie, was doing good but then the pass disease hit yeah #TheChase." Someone else joked, "Shall we all turn over to #HouseOfGames #TheChase." One frustrated viewer commented, "Well done for getting where you are, but you passed on so many obvious questions. #TheChase." Somebody else said, "Why doesn't Bradley say one of the worst episodes ever #TheChase?" This criticism followed a recent celebrity special of The Chase, which saw Bradley Walsh brimming with excitement. Participants Joe Sugg, Miles Stephenson, David James, and Lucrezia Millerini faced off against Paul Sinha, also known as the Sinnerman, in an attempt to win money for charity. Joe Sugg, a YouTuber and former Strictly finalist, made history by earning £8,000 in his cash builder round and accepting a high offer of £200 and £1,000. He then astoundingly answered all questions correctly to secure the prize. It was meant to be a thrilling episode of The Chase, one of those nights where Bradley Walsh's banter bounced off the studio walls, and the chaser was set to face a team of firecrackers. Instead, fans across the UK were left with their heads in their hands, many threatening to switch off what they branded the worst episode ever. At the center of the chaos, a chirpy Scottish contestant named Craig from Falkirk. Wearing a tartan tie and flashing a confident smile, Craig introduced himself as a warehouse supervisor who enjoyed birdwatching and karaoke. "I once sang Bohemian Rhapsody dressed as a penguin," he proudly told Bradley, who stifled a laugh. I like to stand out." But it wasn't his wardrobe choices that had viewers gasping, it was his answers. In the cash builder, Craig managed a meager £1,000 after passing on what viewers dubbed some of the easiest questions in the show's history. When asked, "In which sport would you use a shuttlecock?" he blinked and stammered, "Croquet." Social media lit up. Is this a joke episode? Who thinks a shuttlecock is used in croquet? #TheChase. At Chasey Obsessed. That Scottish guy is lovely, but this is painful to watch. Where do they find these people? #Switching off, #TheChase. At TVLover84. Then came the head-to-head against Jenny the Vixen Ryan. Despite her signature kindness, even Jenny couldn't hide her raised eyebrow when Craig said he wanted to go low and take the minus offer of £3,000. I just want to get to the final chase," Craig explained sheepishly. "We're a team, right?" The remaining players in the team visibly winced. One muttered, "Well, we were." He fumbled again during the face-off, confusing a question about Shakespeare with that Irish lad who writes sci-fi, and was inevitably caught by the vixen after just 4 questions. The camera cut to Bradley, who sighed dramatically and muttered, "Well, that went somewhere." By the end of the episode, the team had banked a disappointing £6,000 and were obliterated in the final chase with one of the lowest scores in recent memory. Back home, furious fans didn't hold back. I've watched the chase religiously for years, but this was the worst ever. Turning off. Unwatchable. Hashtag Craig Frumfalker. At Quiz Queen Lucy. Even Bradley tried to save it in the closing moments, saying, "Well, we all have off days, especially Craig." Craig, grinning despite everything, waved and said, "I had a blast, even if I'll go down in chase history, for all the wrong reasons. One thing's for sure, this episode will be remembered, just maybe not for the reasons ITV had hoped."